Hi, it's Mrs. Shockley. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be reading Chapter 6 of the Magic Treehouse series, Ghost Town at Sundown. And the title of Chapter 6 is Split the Wind. But before we do, we have to talk about what happened in Chapter 5, which was titled Slim. And if you remember, Annie and Jack met a cowboy named Slim, and he was riding on a horse named Dusty. And Annie and Jack told them about the baby horse that they had found that Annie named Sunset. So at the end of chapter 5, they were riding with Slim the cowboy, Dusty the larger horse, and Sunset the baby horse or the colt. They were going to ride and go catch the cowboys that had the colt's mom. So at the end, Slim was helping Jack get up on his horse so they could ride together, and Annie was riding on Sunset. So when we read chapter 6 today, the thing we're going to be focusing on is how does a character feel, which is called character empathy. So as I read, I want you to be putting yourself in Jack's shoes or Annie's shoes, or maybe even a new character like Slim. And when I say I want you to be put in their shoes, it means I want you to think about how they're feeling and maybe why they're feeling that way. You want to make a prediction about how they feel and then listen to things that I read in the story to say, well, I think they feel sad because, or I think they feel scared because. You want to have a reason from what I read in the story to explain why you think they feel that way. So let's see what happens in chapter 6 called Split the Wind. The sky was dark by the time they got to the rise. The wind was cool, almost cold. Whoa, said Slim. Dusty slowed to a halt. They're camped down there, Slim said in a low voice, in that patch of trees. Jack saw a campfire at the bottom of the slope. He saw the horses gathered in a dark clump. One let out a whinny. Do you know what a whinny is? One let out a whinny, one of the horses. Make a prediction about what that word means. If you said that it's like a loud noise that a horse makes, you were right, like a horse cry. Hear that? Said Slim. The mare. She senses Sunset is nearby. So he's saying that that's Sunset's mom calling out because she knows that her baby horse is nearby. The mare whinnied again. Sounds like she's tied to a tree, said Slim. I think the rest of the herd are loose. What's our plan? Whispered Jack. Smiley, you stay here and guard Sunset, said Slim. Right, said Annie. Shorty, you and I ride down near their camp, said Slim. You keep Dusty quiet while I cut the mare loose. How do you keep a horse quiet? Wondered Jack. Once the mare's loose, she'll break for Sunset, said Slim. Then you and Sunset take off, Smiley. Got it, said Annie. Then we'll split the wind, said Slim. Here's the title of the chapter. And Jack says to him, or Jack wonders, what does that mean? Till we get to the Blue Canyon, said Slim. Where's that? Wondered Jack. All set? Any questions? Asked Slim. Nope, said Annie cheerfully. Yup, about 1,000,000, thought Jack. So let's take a moment. How do you think Jack is feeling right now? Slim's talking to him, giving them directions, telling them, we'll split like the wind, we're going to go to the Blue Canyon. If you think that Jack's feeling confused because he doesn't understand, and you think that because he keeps wondering all these questions, I agree with you. Okay, partners, said Slim. See you soon, Smiley. Come on, Shorty. Have fun, said Annie. Fun, thought Jack. Is she nuts? Our lives are at stake. Slim snapped his reins. Dusty started down the rise. Their way was lit by a nearly full moon and 1,000,000 stars. Maybe now I can ask Slim some questions, thought Jack. But just then, voices came from the rustlers' camp. They were mean voices, followed by mean laughter. A chill went through Jack. Dusty halted. "This is far enough," whispered Slim. He slipped off of Dusty. "Keep him here," Slim whispered to Jack, "and keep quiet." "Wait," Jack whispered. He needed more information." But Slim was gone. Jack gripped the reins and held his breath. So he's holding on really tight to those leather pieces that are holding the horse, holding himself on the horse. For a moment, Dusty was still. But then he snorted and began walking. "Oh no," thought Jack. He tried to think of the rules on how to treat a horse. He remembered a soft hand, a firm voice. He patted Dusty softly. "Whoa," he said firmly. To his surprise, Dusty froze and was quiet. Jack remembered another rule, a sunny attitude. He patted Dusty again. "Don't worry," he whispered. "Everything's going to be fine." Just then, a loud whinny came from the herd of mustangs. They began moving up the moonlit slope. "Hey, the horses!" a rustler shouted. A gun went off. Jack ducked. "Come on, Shorty," came Slim's voice. Jack looked up. Slim was riding the mare. Jack was shocked. He had thought that Slim was coming back to ride Dusty. Instead, Slim rode right past him. As he got close to Annie, she took off on Sunset. The mare galloped after Sunset, and the band of mustangs galloped after the mare. Bang, bang! So Annie's riding away on Sunset, Slim's riding away on the mare, which is the mom horse, and poor Jack is confused because now he's got to ride on Dusty by himself. And what do you think those bang, bang noises are? The mean cowboys sounds like they're shooting guns. Jack snapped the reins. "Go, Dusty," he said. Dusty leaped after the mustangs. Jack nearly fell off. He clutched the reins in one hand and the saddle horn in the other. Bang, bang! The rustlers were on their horses now. They were getting closer. "Hurry!" cried Jack. Dusty cleared the rise in an awkward leap. Jack started to slip out of the saddle. He let go of the reins and tried to hold on to the saddle horn, but his weight pulled him down. He closed his eyes as he fell to the ground. Bang, bang! "Oh man," thought Jack. "This is the end." He opened his eyes. Dusty was looking at him. Jack scrambled up and tried to get back onto the saddle. It was hard without Slim's help. As Jack struggled, he heard shouts from the rustlers. Their horses gave high-pitched neighs. Jack looked back. A shimmering white figure was moving across the top of the rise. The rustlers' horses were panicking and backing away. Jack didn't have time to think about what he was seeing. He knew it might be his only chance to escape. Using all of his strength, he pulled himself into the saddle. "Go, Dusty, go!" he shouted. Dusty took off at full gallop over the prairie. Jack held on for dear life as they split the wind. So now, do you know what that means, split the wind? Slim said it in the beginning, that as soon as they got the horse, they had to split the wind, and now Jack is riding on Dusty, splitting the wind. So if you guessed that that means ride really, really fast, you were right. Now I'm wondering what this white shimmering figure is moving across the top of the rise that's scaring all the other horses. I hope we get to find out in Chapter 7 called Ghost Story.